So can you give us a couple of examples as we wrap up here, just to, what should executives, people who are in leadership positions, how do you become introspective about what went right, what went wrong? What are the 2 or 3 questions that you should be asking yourself to measure how you did in the past?
Well, I think one of the things that we need to do, and it's a really important one, is to sort of ask ourselves, what do we know about negotiation and how did we learn it? Right? Because there's a lot of misnomers out there about negotiation. I gave you one before, which is that for so many people, compromise is synonymous with negotiation. No, stop it. That's wrong.
Mm,
It's not. It's actually with expedient solutions, not the
mm,
best ones.
yeah,
So part of what you have to do in some way is ask yourself, what do I know about negotiation? How did I learn it? And then what I would really recommend is you have to actively unlearn
mm,
those things that are holding you back and fill them in with new information that is actually far more helpful and productive. And I think the important thing is to recognize, somebody once said to me, when you realize you're not nearly as important as you think you are,
yeah,
and that people aren't really paying that much attention to you,
yeah,
you're more likely to look in the mirror and say, how do I do this better?
yeah,
Right? If we
yeah,
can just put our ego aside a little bit and say, you know what? I think I can do this, but I've got to really look in the mirror and say, what do I do well and how do I build on that? And then what we're all not good at things. So what are those things? And how do I really spend time and energy facing the cold hard facts, right?
yes, yeah,
Saying this is something I know I'm not good at, so
yeah,
it's time to work on that. A great example would be um, thinking quickly on your feet. This is one that a lot of people really struggle with. People who are planners,
yeah,
really hate that idea, and yet it's a central part of negotiation because, again, we're back to the whole notion of we're working with incomplete information, right?
yeah,
So that means you're going to take in new information, and
mm,
it means you're going to have to adapt and think a little bit about what do I do with this in the moment,
mm,
et cetera. So I think it's, becoming less afraid of the process, more knowledge is really helpful. And
mm.
it gives you the ability to step in and say, what do I do with this? And how do I get better?